An easy team name.
Yeah, man.
We need some more
You guys
abbreviations here.
I'm just an ignorant American. I can't do those accents.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's Europeans, really. Come on, you guys, give us something. I mean, we'll just have to try and abbreviate as much as possible, and hopefully you guys will understand what we're saying.
Arise, chosen. Your next
So the game's just getting underway here. Just to start, just taking a look at some of the items here. We have mana regen and boots on Malady and Fairstone. Nikolai going for health regen. Pokey hasn't picked up any items yet. I think maybe he's waiting to see who he's going to lane against.
I don't think Pokey knows how to shop, so that's
yeah, Pokey doesn't know how to
normal.
open the shop. Yeah, that's exactly it. And here we see Team Robust matchmaking going deep into the enemy jungle. They do this in the start of almost every competitive game. They try and secure that vision so they can scout out the lanes. And we see DR here really just getting ready in top lane, trying to secure their position there. Ray just sat in the bush near Ancients. Perhaps he's going to drop some mines there and try and get it off early. Personally, when I play Ray, I like to drop the mines mid and just get that early push on the enemy team.
Yeah, so what he's going to do is he's going to get those Ancients really low, and then he's probably going to go back once they hit level 2, throw down another mine, and that should clear the wave. It may actually take a couple, I'm not too sure exactly on the numbers. But we got that classic Malady Nikolai in the mid lane from Multitasker and Dudley. Should be seeing a lot of kills going out, but Rage and she actually got a double stun themselves. So it's really going to be who can kill who first. It'll be exciting matchup in the mid lane. Versus the top lane, we kind of got a lot of slows and a lot of kiting from ADCs, so that should be kind of a farm lane, I predict, moving into the future. DR Pepper actually already getting poked down to about 15% up in the top lane, which immediately puts Robust Matchmaking in the lead up there.
On bot lane, Pokey going hard on Shank there, picks up the kill with the W after queuing in and dealing a huge amount of damage. Hale very good at securing those early kills with his base damage on his spells.
That's a huge win too for Hale. That matchup is usually pretty tough for Hales in general, since Shanks can kind of just tank up and queue under their tower. Hale, kind of a snowbally champion too, so it'll be nice to watch him moving into the late game.
Yeah, I mean, once Shank picks up his Golden Protector, if that's the item he's going to pick up first, Hale's going to have a hard time killing him. But until then, yeah, Hale's gonna put some pressure on him down in that bot lane, especially with that early lead he has on him now.
Yeah, we got a little bit of action here mid lane with the Ray stun going down, followed up by some poke from Multitasker. Looks like DR is going to come out ahead in that trade, even though taking an even amount of damage. Dudley is pretty low and is going to have to sit passive. We got some action going in the top lane as well. Hooligan taking a lot of damage, going down low, popping a health potion. But that Claudessa proving to be really sustainable. It's actually going to go down really low. Oh, gets another heal off though. Plunder kind of helping them out there as well. Alexakos? Did I say that right? I'm just going to call him Alex.
Yeah, just call him Alex, yeah, I think it's fine with
that. Alex not able to follow up thanks to the Plunder there.
Pokey getting down really low now, Shank putting the pressure on him, trying to stop him from farming.
Yeah, you can really see how Shank really, even giving up a kill, still wins in this matchup. Looks like Pokey most likely going to be going a Golden Protector himself. That's a pretty standard build for that.
Yeah, Hale really needs that early regeneration in my opinion, and once he gets that, he can easily continue harassing Shank.
We saw an extremely aggressive spring boot forward by a rocket boot forward by Multitasker, but only following up with a auto attack. I think his Q was on cooldown when he did that. Ooh, but we're gonna see possibly a pick onto Quarterstaff mid lane. Really good knockup by Dudley and followed by Multitasker, waiting until the last second to make sure he didn't miss that Q.
Yeah, that's the great thing about Nikolai Malady lane. Like, it's pretty much like hardest TC you can get and most guaranteed TC you can get right now. Dudley just jumping on Jinshi there with his Q, and then Maldi easily able to follow up with a Q and W to dish out large amounts of damage.
Yeah, it was really good positioning by Multitasker to kind of force Jinshi to move forward to help peel for Ray. And that left really Dudley to kind of just hit him freely, and they really just kind of got that for free at the end.
You're seeing some missing mid pings come out. Pretty sure these guys are in game modes together, but that's okay. Pings are always good, you know, just to get the attention of those not listening.
Indeed.
We see top lane with 2 plunders. Actually surprised that DR used their plunder so late in the lane phase when Robust Matchmaking used at level 1. That's how they got the damage down on Claudessa so early. Speaking of which, Alex jumping on to Citizen there, dealing out big damage as Minerva, as she does. Dr. Pepper is going to heal him up though, so he's going to be fine. It's a great thing about Claudessa firm lane. Verm does big amounts of damage, Claudessa can easily keep him alive, so he can continue to do so.
Yeah, it's a really interesting matchup in general. Normally, Minerva is kind of that assassin, especially when she hits level 6. But thanks to Claudessa's heal, Minerva's going to have to pick and choose, and Claudessa, all she has to do is heal that person, and it's negated.
Just caught a lovely ult by Dudley middle, landing on Jinshi directly. Jinshi CC breaking it the moment it hit her. Really well played by both of them there. Fortunate for Robust Matchmaking, they weren't able to capitalise on that, but really good by Quarterstaff to CC break that.
Yeah, it's always good to see a high level match where, you know, the right things are done from each team. If that made sense. You know, so
yeah, it's nice to see some big plays happening. I mean, like CC breaking Nikolai ult.
Oh, we see Pokey queuing into Shank, but Ouch not really following up, just kind of letting them queue through, and he just keeps on farming.
Mid lane picking up another kill there. Dudley going really hard under the tower on Ray there to allow Multitasker to drop down the Q and then ult him.
Yeah, and they're trying to kite Jinshi away too, as Jinshi tries to pick up both kills. Gets both really low, one auto attack, but the boots are... Ooh! Dudley going in for the ult on Quarterstaff, but just barely missing. But yeah, Robust Matchmaking takes the lead in that exchange with 1 kill to none.
Oh, Citizen there using his ult to try and get away from Alex. Alex just moving back at the right time and staying alive there. Did I just miss Maldi going down?
Yeah, Ray just got back into lane with his ultimate, and Multitasker got caught with trying to recall. Ray just barely clipped vision and landed his ult. Really well played by DR Afel. Man, I really apologize to this
I'm
Ray
just trying to use, like, I'm saying Dudley and I'm saying Pokey and Alex, but then when it comes to the DR guys, I'm just calling them by their character names. I'll try and get some consistency and call everyone by their character names to make it fair, but sorry Team DR, I'm trying my best. I got Dr. Pepper and Citizen, but the rest of you guys are a little bit of tongue twisters for me.
Yeah, definitely. We see DR's mid lane going over to the Ancients and farming. This is a pretty common strategy. When you know you can't really push onto a tower, you'll go and farm the jungle. That helps your entire team. Meanwhile, we actually see Multitasker roaming.
We just saw Claudessa actually go down in the top lane. You know, Hooligan there, Fairstone there, popping his ultimate, and Alex dishing out big damage, as well as Minerva popping his ultimate as well. And Citizen was ganked by Multitasker after having to back up after that engage, but he did use Spam to get out. There's an engage on mid lane, Dudley jumping on Quarterstaff, Multitasker just coming in to finish him up with his ultimate. Dudley did pick up the cursed one, so losing a huge amount of resistance and getting ulted by Malady is definitely not what you want to happen.
Yeah, and that's the first sight that we see of the cursed one, which is a huge topic of conversation right now. It was recently changed to lower your resistance by 40. There is an enchant that allows you... Oh, and here we see it get used again onto the Ray mid lane. It's going to have a... Dudley missing up on the ult, but it looks like they might be able to finish him off either way. Ray going down mid lane. Nice follow-up right there. So yeah, Curse 1 can effectively lower your resistance by 50, and that can actually go negative, so you take almost, 50% extra damage
It's
if you
actually
don't have any
with the
resistance built.
calculation, even if you go into minus 50 resistance, you actually only take 25% extra damage. Because of the values change as you go into negative values, but it's still a huge amount of extra damage. Literally, I think Mounty's ult's doing like 400 damage, 25% extra, you're doing an extra 100 damage. It is a large amount, especially for its price. And then also, if you're picking up like Guardian Helm, which is giving you 40 resistance, and someone has a minus 50 resistance item, which is 1,500 gold cheaper. It's a little strong. Alex TPing in now, jumping straight onto Citizen. Citizen going down rather quickly to his Q. He's going under the tower to finish him off. He is going to finish him off with the ultimate. Ray comes in with the stun and is able to catch Hooligan. Not quite able to pick him up. Alex jumping on Claudessa. Claudessa going down to the Malady Q, and then Alex trying to 1v1 Ray. Looks like Ray's going to force him away though, so that will be a 2-for-1 exchange. Malady going down for robust matchmaking, and Claudessa and Verm. Both top laners going down for here.
Yeah, I really love Minerva's play right there. Really utilizing her mobility, and she's got just enough mana regen to kind of... It was good. It's really easy on Minerva to kind of just waste all of your mana and be useless near the end of a team fight. But Alex did a good job of using only the spells that he needed to.
Yeah, I was just checking out his items there actually to check if he has the Rangers vest. I see a lot of Minervas pick that up so they can tower dive. He does not. He has the Golden Protector, but he was still able to get under the tower for a good few seconds and finish up Vermilion and get out alive. So really good play by him. Shank and Hale 1v1ing, just man-moding toe-to-toe at bot lane. So none of them going to pick up a fight. Looks like they're fighting.
There's actually... Yeah, huge fight top lane. Started off by Dudley ulting onto Claudessa, but getting picked off himself. He had no follow-up from his team. Hooligan and Alex were pretty low and farming under tower. Good follow-up from DR though. Jinshi jumped in. It looks like no kills were able to get being made though from either side.
I did just miss a kill at bot lane looking up top, sorry about that. Multitasker on Malky did go there. Looks like Dudley's going in on Claudessa. Claudessa nearly going down. Really nice ult by Vermilion to disengage that fight there. Alex getting caught by the racer, but he will get out safely using that Q to dash away.
Yeah, and Claudessa getting away with almost like no health, pretty much. Staying around though, it's got a lot of regen and a heal, so she should be alright in about 20 seconds here or so.
Yeah, sorry, what I was saying was Shank did go down. Multitasker on Malady to go down to bot lane and catch him there, so that will be an additional lead for Pokey on Hale.
And as teams regroup here, we can take a look at the GPM, and it's a little bit in favor of robust matchmaking, but it's really close up. So just it's nice to see a close game. The Curse 1 on to Jinshi and a knockup by Dudley. No ult to follow up, and he gets harassed down to really low health there.
Yeah, I think Dudley has been CC broken twice by Jinshi now when ulting us. I think he's learned his lesson, doesn't want to waste that spell, even with its low cooldown, doesn't want to waste that spell on her anymore. He's probably going to try and catch Ray with it instead. I think engage
Jinshi doubling up on CC breaks actually. Yeah,
smart move by her really in that lane. You're versus Nikolai and Malady, that's potentially 3 stuns that you can take. Dudley's, Nikolai's Q, its ultimate, and the Q from Malady, all strong CC, so not a bad decision by him to get himself some extra health and CC break. So Multitasker of bot lane tries to catch Shank, gets him with the W and the Q, but he's taking huge amounts of damage just trying to get out there. Pokey kind of not reacting there, gets a nice wall down to disengage the fight. Very interesting lane to continue to gank. I don't think Pokey really needs the advantage anymore. He is up by nearly 100 GPM, so Multitasker baiting out the Shank hook though, so that's going to again reduce some pressure off Pokey bot lane. Vermilion picking up a Thundercaller, and he also has the throwing axe, which he got first item, so he's able to clear waves rather quickly. Alex doing huge amounts of damage with his W on Vermilion. Vermilion will get healed by Claudessa there and get out safely. Claudessa having the Wind Rush, so really easy for them to disengage on that top.
Something that I find very interesting in this game is the amount of dampening cloaks. We actually see 2 on Robust Matchmaking and 3 over on DR. 4 on DR. Only Vermilion is the one that doesn't pick it up.
Well, it's commonly understood in the EU scene that the resistance is really strong. I mean, for the cost of the item, getting 20 resistance potentially with the enchant, it's a really good pickup that actually helps you throughout most of the early and mid game. So I'm not surprised they're picking it up. I prefer to go Golden Protector early. I think mitigation helps a lot more in the early game, but.
And Dudley getting, looks like, really aggressive mid lane. Ray missing his ult, unable to finish the kill there.
Someone was TPing by Robust Matchmaking, so it looks like it's Minerva's one with TP boost, so she was trying to come in there, but cancelled the TP. Multitasker trying to go in with his rocket boost, misses the Q and the W. Ray will just rocket boot out. He does get stunned by Jin Shi, he manages to bound her away.
Yeah, really good rocket boost by Multitasker to avoid. Dudley missing another ult, but still.
Looks like top lane, there's a fight going on top lane right now. Alex going in onto Citizen there. He will finish him off pretty easily. Hooligan surviving with probably around 15 HP, I'd like to say. He did pop a pot, so I did catch the exact value. Dr. Pepper used his ult and jumped on both of them, but had to back up as he was getting really low. So that will be a 1-for-0 exchange with Vermilion going down to Minerva. So,
yeah, and there was a really nice fight mid lane as well. A lot of missed skill shots, but mainly because they were dodged by such, like rocket boots. And eventually it just came out Jinshi on top.
Yeah, I did see that they were engaging the fight, robust matchmaking, which I was surprised at. He looked like he was at low health. Multitasker also at low mana and taking boundary. Didn't have the Mystic to refresh himself there. Looks like Ray's coming up top trying to alleviate some pressure on the Claudessa here.
Yeah, and he does have ult available. Let's see if he can land it. Hooligan's really low. All he's got to do is land his stun. Oh, did it go on Alex instead? Interesting decision. Does get the ult off, but Hooligan just popping his shield and not taking any damage from that, it looks like.
Looks like Robust Matchmaking going to make the most of that that roam top, and they're going to push mid as hard as they can with the time that they have. But DR have the same strategy. They are pushing top with the Plunder, and Ray is roaming back to mid, so Dudley taking a lot of tower damage by the looks of things. They're going to have to back up. Quarterstaff really low as well, but I think Maldi used her ultimate already, so he's not going to be in any danger staying there.
Yeah, Dudley's going to take a lot of poke anytime he goes in until he finishes what looks like to be a stone skin.
And looks like they are going to secure the top lane. As I said, I mean, with Vermilion's current build, they have a lot of pushing power, so it's no surprise that they were able to bear that up. That is going to slow him down a little bit, though, as he is potentially one of the strongest late game carries. So building those items is going to slow down his damage a little bit, but great job by them, and they're going to be able to roam mid and help mid take that tower now.
Yeah, in this bot lane, every time I look down there, it's just a complete slugfest.
Yeah,
I
just try and not look down there as often as possible, because they just toe-to-toe and just beat on each other, which is great, but not the greatest spectacle to watch, so I tend to believe those two. It is the bot lane though, it's a farming match pretty much, and a few slaps here and there, so Pokey in the lead a little bit, but actually Shank not doing a bad job of coming back, especially after being ganked several times by the Malady.
Yeah, Shank doesn't have a lot of wave clear right now. He doesn't have a lot. He doesn't have
engaged by Dudley on mid. He uses his cursed one and then just Qs Jin Shi. I'm surprised she didn't use either of her CC breaks there. I believe her boots were up, and then Multitasker just coming in with the ultimate after rocket boots. Just a proof of Curse 1, how much damage Malady can do with her ultimate once the target is Curse 1'd. It's huge. Not really any other way to say it, it's huge.
And Verm actually Cursed Wand as well here, and he's going to get ulted by Dudley. Ooh. Nice follow-up by Multitasker with the W, even though on low health, and Dudley just getting away with barely any health.
Yeah, Verm does have a barrier token now as well, so that actually mitigates the Cursed Wand quite substantially. Unfortunately, he could get ulted by Dudley, and by the time he landed, the barrier token was down, so... And top lane really harassing Claudessa. I believe her shield is down right now.
Ooh, Alex really wants it.
Work on her then.
And
Nice
he gets
ultimate
it.
to clean it up, and just a Q to jump to a creep to get out there safely. And he's going to back up and let Hooligan dish out big damage to that tower.
Yeah, and talking about the Slugfest bot lane, going back to it, Shank doesn't really have a lot of mana regen built into his build right now. So anytime he Qs, it's kind of a really, I don't know how else to describe it other than like a really precious Q, like he doesn't have many, so...
Again, going in on mid lane, landing the ultimate, but getting stunned as he lands it. But he is going to clean up the kill with his W. The Cursed One really hurting Ray there with no resistance.
Oh,
Sorry,
he does have a damp
yeah, he does
cloak.
have a damp cloak. Sorry, my mistake. Just have a damp cloak, but that's still putting him in what the negative 20 resistance. So it's about
just
10%
about.
extra damage. So Citizen will pick up the mid tower there as no one's left to defend it. But Robust Matchmaking are going to jump on Jinchi up top lane. She uses CC break, but it doesn't do anything for her there as she will go down to the Minerva. Sorry, the Minerva Q. I always find it hard to distinguish between the Q and the ultimate. They have similar animations, it's different sound effects.
Indeed.
And Claudessa unable to grab Malady with the Q as he used the nice wall to speed himself up. Meanwhile, mid lane, Citizen dealing a large amount of damage to the Robust Matchmaking's tier 2 tower.
Yeah, if I had to describe Vermilion, he's just really a late game carry. Early on, he's not very strong, especially without his ultimate. He can't really move around in team fights without getting picked getting picked. So he's got to find ways to.
Claudessa trying to
do
pick up a
stuff with
kill on
multi-round.
Hooligan. Hooligan is activating his ult, going really hard on her there. Multitasker hits her with the Cursed Wand. A little too late, he had already used all of his spells, so he's unable to dish any damage. It looks like Minerva's going to TP in here and try to jump on the Claudessa. He does get ulted by Vermilion. Nice ult by him, and he's kiting her. Claudessa able to heal. It's not going to keep her alive though, as Alex is going to finish her up.
He's
going to be
needs
off
one
cooldown.
more Q and W. Oh,
And Alex in a
that'll do
tough
it.
situation here now as he's unable to get out. His team is coming to save him, but fortunately the Ray Mine will pick him up. Really well played by DR to come to the aid of Claudessa there. Alex
And we
got
actually got some
lovely
action here bot lane finally with Dudley. They just both went super
Just
ham.
caught the end of that there with him running under the tower. Tower that's very low health here. It's one more auto attack from Death. Did Pokey also die bot lane? Looks like he did.
Yeah.
So that's 4 members of Robust Matchmaking down. We might see our first bombardier of the game here.
It was really good kiting by Jinchi and Shank there. Jinchi kind of coming in towards the end, but they went super ham on the Shank, going in between the towers. When they had a simple option of just destroying the bot tower and then backing up, or either then going in. But the damage from the tower, along with Jinchi following up, kind of just ended them.
Yeah, and it looks like DR are rotating now to the Bordia. Alex doing his best to keep them off. He's doing a huge amount of damage to Citizen, even with the barrier token, but it's not going to be enough. And how did Malady just die? Oh my god, he walked in that bush and there was a Ray Mine in there, so the Ray Mine is going to clean him up. He says, oops. And yeah, that's going to be...
Ray, the Teemo of Strife.
Yeah, really well played by him actually. He used the mine just to scout out the bush, but yeah, well, he making mistakes. And then Pokey coming in just again toe to toe with Shank. Even they're not a bot lane anymore, guys. Come on, Pokey landing.
Oh, these guys are
ult on
super
members.
tanky.
Yeah,
Pokey's just can't do anything to them.
Dudley coming in. Shank one curse wand. It's going to be curse wand again. The chain curse wand, keeping him in position. And they're gonna easily clean him up there. Hooligan landing a nice Q on Claudessa to slow her down. She will CC break it, so she is managing to
That's a dead
keep him
pepper
on
right
the
there.
run. Yeah, I think he is going to go down, but he's actually doing well for his team right now. He's making a lot of space. There's 3 members of Robust chasing him. Meanwhile, mid lane court staff is doing damage to the tower. So he's wasting a lot of their time actually stopping them getting a lot of gold. Looks like they're going to disengage the chase, or they're going to pincer him here.
Ooh, now Alex had a nice curse one onto Vermilion, but they couldn't get onto him. Really good kiting and stutter stepping by Citizen to get out of that. He was able to get away just before, long enough for the curse wand to wear off, and Alex jumped on him right afterwards. So
yeah, I just want to get back to that plane and really again commend Claudessa there, Dr. Pepper, because he kept 3 members of Robust Matchmaking chasing him, which allowed his team to get the advantage on that 3v2 at mid lane, and it was actually a 2-for-2 trade, so not bad for them at all. Just looking at the GPM again, actually Jin Shi has the highest GPM right now, so really the game is very, very even, and there is one Baldir in the favour of DR, so
yeah, speaking of that Baldir, I'm really surprised to see, only one objective taken after 24 minutes in this game.
Well, both teams
Only
have done a
22
great
minutes.
Yeah, I mean, both teams have done a great job of controlling the vision and rotating together and putting a lot of pressure. So I'm not actually. I mean, it is abnormal to see it go so late into the game before we see our first objective, but I'm not surprised to see it with the way these guys have been playing. They've been doing really well, and as we know, Curse 1 does work on objectives like Sindara and Baldir as well, so they're able to pick up those objectives fairly quickly now that they have those, and a lot of damage to follow it up.
Oh, good wall by Malady, kind of bottlenecking Shank into that area, and he's going to get Cursed Wand kited down to death. Survived a really long time, which is going to be a testament to see how useful he's going to be in team fights, but good pick by Malady.
Yeah, great job, as you said, with the war, keeping his team away from helping him there. Shangri had no chance. Looks like another engage on mid. Multitasking getting cooked by Claudessa there. Dudley ulting Dr. Pepper and landing on 2 members of DR. Pokey going under tower to pick up Ray there. Jinshi getting a double kill, taking out both carries. Alex doing a great job of pushing her back to the tower. He is going to go into tower, but decides to disengage that. No one wants to jump on Jinshi. Thank you, Sheer. They're going to pick up this mid tower. They plundered the creeps, so they might continue to push, or they may go for Baldir. Baldir is back up now. There is a Ray mine there, so DR are going to be aware if they decide to do that.
Yeah, that was really good maneuvering by both teams there. Robust Matchmaking simply won that fight though because it was a 5v4, thanks to the pick on Shank earlier.
Yeah, and actually they didn't come out too healthy after it, so DR have a big chance of winning these team fights when they're 5v5. Just unfortunate, as you said, that Shank got caught where he did, and Multitasker landing a nice wall to keep him on his own. Just going to take a quick look at the items here. It looks like Shank has CC break boots, inertia boots. He has the Captain's Crest so he can push, Damp Cloak for the early resistance, and Hexbane. Early Hexbane, which will be great against Hooligan. We have Ray picking up again Hexbane, Cursed Wand. He has Rocket Boots and a Damp Cloak. Claudessa again, Damp Cloak. Seeing it again, as you said, many members of that team picking that up. We have a Golden Protector, a Wind Rush, and it looks like that might be an Inferno brand. He's picking up there. It could be a Guardian Helm or an Ice Forge, and again CC Break Boots. Firm with the Thundercaller there, the Throwing Axe. He has the traditional Fervor Boots and a Crushing Mace now, so he's going to deal big damage to any of the members of Robust Matchmaking. And Jinshi picking up a Damp Cloak. She also has a Barrier Token to mitigate the Malady, CC Break, and he has the Curse Wand as well.
Yeah, and over on Robust Matchmaking, we see Featherstone, a Hooligan with the Fervor Boots, Dampening Cloak, Crushing Mace, Stone Skin, and Vamp Dagger. Malady with the Rocket Boots, Arcane Emblem, Cursed Wand, and Grimoire. Nikolai, Power Boots, Cursed Wand, Stone Skin, Inferno Brand. Pokey with the Power Boots, Golden Protector, Mystic Dagger, Zealot's Blade, and Vampiric Dagger. And then rounding it off, Alex on Minerva with Warp Boots, Cursed Wand, Oracle's Trinket, Golden Protector, Dampening Cloak, and he did eventually pick up that Ranger's Vest.
Yeah, it's a pretty traditional item to get on Minerva just because of the advantage of being able to jump under towers and the 15, I think it's 15 damage block, something like that, from the tower. And Dudley getting hooked there by Shank. CC breaks it, perfect timing by him there, so he is going to get out perfectly safe.
Really well played. We actually saw Dr. Pepper get caught in the top lane by, I believe it was Minerva and Hale.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. I missed that one, guys. But yeah, I did see that they were having a little skirmish up there between Minerva and Claudessa. So Pokey came up there to turn the tides and secure that kill. Alex actually getting caught out here. He gets hectbanged by Shank, and the Q will come down to slow him, but he will just Q to Malady to get to safety. Malady, I think she hit a mine there, took on nearly half her health away. So Ray is really a big threat for them right now. He can control the blind spots, and it's pretty good objective control as well. So
yeah, I believe Malady's the only one in this game to build no resistance right now.
yeah, usually I like to get a barrier token on Malady, especially against a team like DR have right now. You know, it will really help you mitigate some of the burst damage, because Malady can get out pretty easy with the wall and with the rocket boost. It looked like Robust Matchmaking trying to get the Boldia, but DR coming into the fight. Pokey uses ult, but only hits Claudessa. Quarterstaff's going to go down to the Nikolai Q from Dudley. Ray landing a nice stun, catching 2 members of Robust, but Hooligan doing absolute massive damage there. AoE damage with the ultimate. Alex being able to pick up Vermilion, and they're going to continue the chase, jumping on Claudetta. Malady coming in, landing a nice Q on Shank. Shank will CC break the W to attempt to get away. Pokey coming in to clean up though. Oh, Shank! Oh, accident, a little sidestep there. He does use the screen, but he's unable to get away. And we see Claudessa just waiting in the bush on a small amount of health. But it looks like they're going to...
yeah,
did they finish up the Boldia? It looks like they did finish up the Boldia, so...
They did.
A Boldia for them as well.
Yeah, that fight really started out in DR's favor, but once their cooldown started to kind of get used, Alex kind of jumped in onto the Vermilion and was able to kind of assassinate all the low health people, and they had no follow-ups to deal with Alex, especially with Hooligan just kind of free hitting everybody with a huge DPS that he had, and then a good follow-up after winning a pretty bit important team fight. They pick up Sindara as well.
Yeah, really well played by them. Like, again, as you said, like Hooligan was just able to get out a lot of free damage. No one really focusing him in that fight at all. So I think they are going to have to change up their strategy a little bit and try and prioritize him. But just looking, let's have a quick look at the gold graph now. It looks like Robust Matchmaking around about 11,000 gold ahead. So
yeah, they're really starting to take
a difference, but it's really not a difference that DR can't come back from. They did just pick up the Sindar, so DR are in a little bit of a tough situation with that. I believe, unfortunately we don't have a counter, but I believe Robust Matchmaking have 2 Boldias and DR have 1, or do they have 1 each?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so I mean, the Sindar push is going to help them, and then again they're going to be able to apply a lot of pressure with that Boldia, because if they get the third one, they're going to have the Dark Wave come up, and that's going to be extra trouble for DR there. So it looks like Robust Matchmaking are in the lead slightly, but DR are by no means in a position where they can't come back, and they're actually playing really, really well. So
yeah,
just to see where this match is going to go from this point.
They have to have an answer for Alex. He's seemingly unkillable with his items right now. You know, Cursed Wand and Oracle's Trinket, and I believe he's got does he have Plunder? Okay, so he has Plunder. So he's only got 1 CC break, but he's managing to jump onto the Vermilion and just kill him instantly. Vermilion's doing a really good job of kiting, but Minerva seems to be the real issue onto the Vermilion.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, and there's very little you can actually do against Minerva, who's jumping on your carry. Curse Wand is pretty much the only way to mitigate her from being able to destroy your backline. Primarily because it allows you to kill her quite easily and slow her down as well. If she gets slowed down, she's unable to land the second Q to follow up. Especially with a character like Vermilion, who can just ult to get away. I believe that he should pick up a Cursed Wand, so he doesn't have to rely too much on his team to peel for him.
Cursed Wand her, yeah.
Yeah, so he can Cursed Wand her and then ult to ensure he can get away. So we are getting back into the game. There's a slight pause as someone had to answer their door, I believe.
Now that is definitely a nice feature of Strife. Being able to pause.
Yeah, you see it in some other MOBA games as well.
That can do that.
Yeah, you see it. Yeah, I was gonna say you see it in a couple of other MOBAs, but yeah, it's nice to have the ability to do that, especially in these sort of tournament settings where It looks like Dudley's going to go in. He gets deleted almost instantly. Pokey landing a nice 3-man ult, but he is going to go down as well. Maldi landing a nice Q, hitting both Shank and Ray. But Ray is going to get out scot-free, and Shank also. Citizen taking a huge amount of damage from the monkey throw there. Alex trying to go in, he Q'd Shank, but he gets Hexbane, but he CC break, but he is going to get hooked by Shank. He nearly cleans up Ray and Shank, but all members of DR are still alive, albeit at low health. Monkey is going to take mid tower, but Roberta Matchmaking are not going to get anything off that.
Yeah, that was really forced by Dudley there. Wind rushing in and then just getting instantly bursted, even with his stone skin popped. Good follow-up by Pokey, but the damage was already done. Dudley was dead, and it was basically a 5v4 at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show how strong Curse 1 is. You can't just rush in as a tank anymore, because even with items such as said, like Stone Skin giving you 80 resistance, you're going to get shredded if you dive into the front line and you have the carries on you. It looks like DR grouping up for Baldir here.
Yeah, and a quick thing for you, Daler, I am being asked for you to show the items.
Oh yeah,
you can do that.
Did try to go over the items, just wanted to be a little spectator them while we record there. Looks like Maldi's going to go down, get caught by the rail, and hooked by Shank. Hooligan trying to do work kiting with his Q and auto attack. Members of Robust Matchmaking are back up. Pokey chasing Shank. Dudley getting a nice Q combo on to Vermilion. He isn't going to be able to finish him up though. No follow up from his team.
He was able to finish Ray during that though.
Yes, yeah, Ray did go down. Court staff, Jinshi managing to get out. Nice wind rush by Claudessa to help him with escape there. They weren't able to. Were they able to get? Yes, they did actually pick up Baldir as well. So that's 2 Baldirs for each team. That alleviates a little bit of the pressure off DR there. You know, with that poor engage by Robust. Sorry, with that. Sorry, go on.
Yep, and it did only turn out to be a 1-for-1, and they did achieve the objective that they originally went for. So I believe DR can walk away from that with their heads held high. You know, objective complete.
Yeah, really, really nice comeback by them. Just take a look at the GPM, actually, they're not that far behind anymore. I'm just going to go into the graph quickly. 9,000 gold ahead Robust Matchmaking, but that is a significant difference from where they were after taking the Sindara, so...
Yeah, you can see in the past, you know, a few minutes or so, the game has been in favor for DR. So they're making a comeback. They still got some time to go as far as GPM wise goes, but with one good team fight, you know, they can push to probably a generator at this point.
Yeah, they are going to push mid with the Plunder up. 3 members of Robust Matchmaking were bot lane. They are rotating. Dudley's staying bot lane. They're going to easily pick up this tier 2 mid and then engage on Alex.
Their Hexbanes were used now, so there is a time if they get collapsed on here, 2 of their Hexbanes are down.
Yeah, it looks like Robust Matchmaking aren't making that decision. DR doing a really, really good job of keeping their carries in the back line. That was an issue that Pokey had when he tried to go in. Looks like Dudley's going to go in with his Q. He gets Curse 1 on Shank, but he is going to CC break it. Nice. Stunned by Ray to keep Shank alive, but Shank is still getting chased down.
Break too.
Minerva Q's onto him, unable to land any auto attack. She is going to land the ultimate on him though after that, and Shank is going to go down again after being picked up by the Dudley Q.
That took half of the map and 5 members to chase down that Shank.
Yeah, I would like to see DR actually come in and try and turn that fight around, because they took so much, Robust Matchmaking used so much on Shank there to try and take him down that they had a nice window to re-engage, but Maldi going down just to the rail, yep. Yeah. Nearly taking all the way her health with that. Oh, he still doesn't have any resistance items, so he's going to continue to take damage like that until he picks up a defensive item.
Yeah, I think their biggest issue right here is that the Vermilion is really scared to teamfight. He keeps getting focused. I would actually really like to see him pick up something like a Guardian Helm or an Oracle Trinket to help him out. But DR is going to be collapsed down here. Oh, there's a fight down over in the bottom side too. Hooligan getting Hexbane and just bursted down instantly. But they kind of used all their stuff and then get collapsed on as Dudley and Alex are able to finish off the Jinshi there.
Yeah, Hooligan did big damage, and then he was trying to just man mode Ray there, which he would have been capable of if he didn't get Hexbaned and then ulted by Vermilion as soon as he came out of that. But yeah, just said Dudley coming in for the cleanup. Multitasker doing a great job of dodging the Jinshi stun. Looks like they're going to pick up their third Boldir. Multitasker going down to the Boldir, so he's left his team in a really tough situation here. They will be able to pick up this Boldir, but they are going to lose Dudley for that. Minerva being able to get out fairly
that does
safely,
give them dark waves.
It does. Unfortunately, they haven't got anyone to push with it. It's one of the issues of taking dark wave is you want to make sure that the time you take it, you have the ability to push with it, because they may get top tower here, the dark wave pushing top, and no one has to defend that. But other than that, they're not really going to make any headway with that dark wave. And if DR get the next Boldir and all of them are alive, they're going to have a huge advantage over robust matchmaking here.
Indeed.
So I did try to look at the items, guys. It's kind of difficult for me to scroll over them because you can't move the camera while I do that.
So what you can do is
you
you can go to the little gear on the bottom right thing on the UI, and then you see unit frames view. Just go to full.
Okay, I'll do that in a second. User interface, and then
No, it's right next to the graphs. There's a little
oh,
gear
okay,
thing.
yeah, sorry, my mistake. So we go to full. Okay, there we go. Sorry, guys. So we can see the items. They're quite small, but should be able to see the items there.
And it looks like one team started Sindara, but they both backed off. And robust matchmaking is going to try to make a break for it onto the Sindara. They have it cursed wand, and there's no vision on it from DR, so they have no idea this is happening. Dudley walking around super tanky at this point, so it's going to take a long time for him to die. In the meanwhile, they finish off Sindara. Dudley ulting, kind of starting a team fight. Pokey going in, getting his ult off. Great ult, 3-man ult onto the right people. Malady coming around, trying to pick off the Ray. Alex jumping in, picking off that Vermilion. Same old story right there. And the only surviving member is Quarterstaff, as robust matchmaking just collapse.
That was a really, really good play by Dudley. He zoned everybody out, and then even after being zoned out, he managed to pop his stone skin and deal huge damage. Alex again doing a great job getting on the back line, ignoring everybody else and just jumping straight to Vermilion. He got hexbaned, he left the fight, he came back in and he cleaned up Vermilion, just jumping over Ray.
Yeah, extremely persistent. He actually lost about half his life in that chase too, but he knew all he had to do was pick off that Vermilion.
Yeah, really well played by everyone there. Pokey again landing a nice ultimate, keeping the tanks away from the carries so that no one gets jumped on in the back line. So they're going to go for this bot lane generator, just forcing this while the monkey pushes down mid, and they'll be able to rotate mid and take mid gen. And that's going to put them in the lead.
Jinchi getting cursed wand and possibly, nope, she's just going to walk away.
Yeah, they don't even need to kill her at this point. I mean, they managed to push her away. DR are respawning now, so they didn't want to go too ham for her. They've got the monkey pushing up mid. As they got the generator now, the gold is going to be hugely in their favor. Looking at about 20,000 now. A little bit harder for DR to come back, and they are going to go to Boldir. Interesting choice to do that, but I suppose there's not really much they can do with that monkey mid lane now at such low health with all members of DR alive.
Yeah, Hooligan doesn't have his ult up, and I'm sure they don't want a team fight while that's down. Especially since, like you said, there's some members at about half health.
Yeah, I mean, we know that Alex is jumping on DR's backline and taking them out, but Hooligan is really doing most of the damage, you know, cleaning up and making sure that tanks can't get to him and Malady. So, yeah, without his ultimate, they're going to definitely lose a lot of their team fight potential. So I hope everyone can see the items here. We're seeing a lot of Hexbanes coming out for DR. It's 3 on their team. Again, Curse Ones, obviously, we've already gone over that. There's a lot on each team. Just a great item with the slow and the reduction resist. So
a lot of
resistance.
A lot of pokes going on mid lane, but nobody can really... Tanks can't really kill each other at this point, but a lot of damage actually going on to DR. They got Claudette's ult, and Dudley's going to follow up with his ult. They really want to go on this. Ooh, multitaskers there, that's why. And they're possibly going to pick off DR. Ooh, Shank trying to peel, but it's a little bit too late. Where is DR's team? Pepper right now is just screaming, "Team, help!" But he's dead. Ray's going to go down too, somewhere else.
Yeah, it looked like Ray got taken out top lane by Pokey up there, and Hooligan. Hooligan did go down at the same time, so It was actually a 2-for-2 trade because Alex dived the generator and got ulted by Vermilion there, so he will go down as well. It looks like Robust Matchmaking still have the advantage with the pressure they're applying to each lane. But really well played by DR to keep that an even trade, especially with their current disadvantage. Hooligan, Multitasker just cursed won a jungle creep. I don't think they have resistance Multitasker, but I suppose it's a short cooldown, right? Yeah. Actually, I don't think it works on the creeps. I don't think it works on creeps. It definitely works on the big objectives, but I don't think it works on the jungle creeps. But I will test that out.
Either way, that's what he did.
Yeah, like I said, short cooldown, no big deal. So he's on more of a utility build on Malady as well. He's got a Wind Rush, he's got CC Break. You don't really need that many damage items on Malady. She can easily kill people with just a 3-spell combo. I do like to take Pyrostaff personally because it ensures you can clean up the kill, especially if the carry has something like Barrier Token, which they do right now. So just missing the hook by a tiny margin there, Shank.
Yeah, they're actually trying to do a little scary bush there, but Multitasker doing a really good wall to kind of scud them out, and it looks like Robust Matchmaking is actually going to be right on top of Baldir as it spawns. They're going to be able to burst this down really fast before DR get there. Multitasker doing a good job of zoning out with his wall, preventing DR from even contesting it.
Yeah, I mean, with Curse 1 you can take Baldir so quickly now that, as you said, with that wall it just stopped them having any chance of contesting that whatsoever. So,
and that's going to put them at 2 Baldirs too, so the next one that they get, they'll be spawning 6 Dark Waves per wave. Well, I guess you could say that was their 5th Baldir.
Yeah, being their 5th Baldir, they're applying pressure on that. DR can't afford to lose members of the team with their lanes being pushed, because they'll have the option of either pushing back or taking that objective. So Robust Matchmaking making a great decision to keep picking that up as often as possible to keep the pressure on DR.
Yeah, it's really in Robust Matchmaking's. The game is really in their hands at this point. They're gonna have to. I feel like DR, to come back from this, they're gonna have to find a way to, again, still peel for this Vermilion. He's gonna go for some more damage after that Wound Splitter. Looks like he's possibly going for a Titan Slayer next. Again, I'd really like to see him build, Guardian Hell in this, resistance meta.
Look at Hooligan getting jumped on there. He does finish up Burm even though he gets ulted, and he'll stay alive with the CC break, giving him his health back. Shank surviving on a small amount of health. Claudessa is getting jumped on. Curse wandered by Alec, who is going to continue pushing under the tower. That range is there, keeping him alive. Dudley jumping onto Ray there, taking him out. It looks like that's a complete team wipe, and that is probably going to be game for Robust Matchmaking. They will just shove that mid generator. They probably don't even need the creep wave to do it, but it looks like they've got time, so why not ensure their victory with that? Yeah, it looks like Dudley's going to tank it and allow them to just keep that creep wave for pushing the Crux. Really well played by both teams. Robust Matchmaking getting a nice pick there onto Vermilion. Hooligan doing a great job staying alive with the help from the CC break.
Yeah, the barrier token wasn't able to help Vermilion much against the Hooligan's Featherstone. No,
exactly. Even with that barrier token, the Q from Featherstone reducing resistance, and also the East dealing with power, he was able to overpower Vermilion. As I said, Vermilion did ult him, but with the CC break. Actually, no, he doesn't have CC break, so I don't know how he regenerated so much health there so quickly. Oh, he's got lifesteal, never mind. So it was the first from Vamp Dagger that kept him alive, but yeah, either way, great job by him, and great job by Robust Matchmaking. That was a really, really good match to watch.